Oh. Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC, and Arrma has been killing it in 2023. They released what seemed to be like, I don't know, 10 million RC cards in the last 6 months, and while they're, I would say kind of dormant for about the last year or so, they just released basically an entire product refresh, starting from the very, small scale Granite Grom, then they released the Gorgon, then they released the Arrma Mojave Forest, they got the Crane 6S XP just around the corner, they got this bad boy, the 1/7 scale Big Rock Crew Cab, they got a whole refresh of the 8S lineup, so pretty much across the entire spectrum, no pun intended, Arrma has just been killing it, and I'm super excited because we did pick up the Big Rock Crew Cab. This is my first 1/7 scale vehicle, I think, ever. I have driven the Mojave 6S and the Fireteam 6S from Arrma, which is, loosely based off the exact same platform, but I've never actually owned one, so super excited to take a look at this. I think this is a little bit more my style. I'm more into the monster truck thing than the short course truck or whatever exactly the Fireteam was, and I don't remember what the speed assault vehicle or whatever it's called. Not really sure. I think that's been discontinued. But this is super exciting because it is a new release and does feature some changes from those vehicles. So first off, the body, as you can tell, is obviously a long crew cab style body. They did have a Big Rock Nero like way back in the day. They also have the Big Rock 3S lineup, which is like an extended length 10 scale monster truck, but yeah, this is kind of in that same vein, although they've kind of mixed things up a little bit. So first off, the body does come off with 2 body clips here in the back, and then it's got this long tongue style thing in the front which tucks into the front shock tower, so it makes it really easy to take off the body with just 2 body clips. Huge massive internal roll cage, integrated bumpers, big molded plastics here on the end, side skirts, basically an interlocking roof brace that goes into the center differential. So the whole thing is massively reinforced. Even where the body clips go through, it's not going to pull through this because it is one big molded piece. I think there are provisions for light buckets and stuff here on the tail and in the headlights, so they don't come included, but if you wanted to add that, you could. You can tell it's kind of a 2-piece body because it bolts here and splits where the the bed of the vehicle is separate from the cab, just like a body on frame type 1-to-1 scale body. So this is pretty much a massive body. It's got mirrors, which I will probably remove just because they can get damaged. They do fold up, but probably something I will remove. Don't really need that. Roof skid plates here. Yeah, so a lot of durability details. It is fairly heavy. I know some people were complaining about that, but they really went with the durability aspects of that body. Now here is the chassis itself. As you can see, it is the ARA 7612 chassis. It is the 2050, I think it's 40 by 72 or 76 millimeter can motor, 6S capable, of course, it's integrated fan, and all the new Spectrum Black Edition electronics. So these are some revamps on the whole Spectrum firmware line. So you got the ESC here, they've got a new servo, the S665 servo, and as you can see, engraved proudly on the servo horn, it is a 25-tooth servo. So cheers to Spectrum for finally updating and kind of, standardizing on the 25-tooth like all the other servo manufacturers out there. It took a long time to get everyone on board, but it is nice to see, and it is something I think that people have been asking for like the last decade or so. Certainly I have. It does look like it has the EXP compatible top brace here. So like I mentioned, a lot of this is based off the existing 6S lineup for the 7th scale and the 8th scale stuff. So things like the Arrma Crane does share a lot of similarities. I think the disc, everything kind of comes from the 6S 8th scale stuff. Nice tower-to-tower brace. It is one giant long piece, so a true tower-to-tower brace goes all the way from front and to back. Center differential. It is a plastic composite diff case. Both front, middle, and rear are plastic composite diff cases. Integrated or attached sway bars front and rear. Adjustable links front and rear. They are fairly long links. Pillow ball suspension all the way in the front, so that is pretty typical for 8th scale and is something Arrma has been using for a long time. Nice massive bumper here in the front. It's got the more modern style V5 hinge pin holders and shock holders here. all anodized black shocks, so that I think is new for Arrma. I don't recall any other vehicles. Maybe the TLR Typhon had all black shocks, but yeah, it is a little bit different look. There's no more red on these vehicles. It is kind of a stealth black all the way around. Shock towers are pretty massive front and rear. They look like 5 or 6 millimeter shock towers. Some nice shock covers up top, so that's been in use for a while. I like this big Arrma logo here in the back. So this is kind of the rear body mount. Although, you know, a lot of the components on this do come on the existing Fireteam and the Mojave 6S. The whole body attachment system, pretty much from, you know, the shock tower up, is all new because it is obviously with that new body. It is a little bit different. Composite chassis braces front and rear, nice spacious battery tray. This is probably the best battery tray I think that comes on any vehicle out there in the Basher class. Battery straps, so nice adjustable. Does have kind of a raising and lowering front piece here to help hold it in place and provide a lot of protection up front when you smash into things. Small radio receiver box here, so it does come with the SR315, which is compatible with all other Spectrum radios, which is really awesome. Radio it comes with is the SLT3. I know some people think it's not that great a radio. I think it's fantastic. I mean, for this type of radio, like maybe a $20, $30 radio, this is the best in class. Honestly, you really can't get anything that is this good. And then with that dual protocol receiver, if you want to run you know, a different Spectrum radio, you totally can. There's no issues there. I see 5 connectors, of course, dual plugs. Comes with the loop back plug on one of them, so if you want to run single pack, you can. I will probably remove one of these and just run a single connector to a 6S pack. I think that will work fine. Nice little short antenna here. But yeah, all the way around looks, you know, some similarities to existing vehicles, and then some things that are a little bit new. I do like the whole new stealth black thing. Tires, not massive, they're big, but certainly not humongous for like a stem scale. I think they look, you know, a little bit more realistic for the stem scale stuff rather than some of the giant monster truck tires that you can get out there. They do have shock boots, front and rear, protect your shock shafts, prevent dirt from getting inside. Drive shafts look about the same as existing A-scale and stem scale stuff, so I don't think there are any changes there. But yeah, all the way around, looks like a really nice piece. Chassis, I'm pretty sure, is a 6061 piece, so it is not the EXB chassis, but it does have the wraparound skid and bumpers on the front and back. So yeah, that's a quick overview of the vehicle. A sliding motor mount, which is really nice. The extra stuff it comes with does have an optional, looks like 16-tooth pinion, 4 AA's, which is really nice. That'll just plug right into your transmitter, get you ready to go. Some diff shims, so if you need to adjust those, you can definitely tighten or loosen the diff shims. T-wrench tool for your 17mm hex nets, small little one as well. Optional shock pistons for tunability, which is really nice. I mean, kind of shows you that Arrma's got that racing heritage because they still allow you to tune your pistons like a real race vehicle. Some other different Allen wrenches. I think it had one giant one as well for the pillow ball, so that's pretty nice because back in the day, Arrma's used to not come with that, and you had to kind of source your own. I forgot if it was like an 8mm or what, but Allen wrench to adjust or tighten your pillow ball. So yeah, looks like a really nice vehicle overall. I'm super excited because I've never had a stem scale Arrma. Next thing to do is take this out and drive it. All right, we got a 6S pack installed and I'm running completely stock, except I took off the mirrors and I'm running the punch at maximum, which is 9. So the Spectrum programming card doesn't work with it. Even if you update the card, unfortunately, looks like they haven't updated the software to work with this ESD. So you just got to go through the menu system as outlined in the manual to get to the options to adjust the punch. So yeah, here we go. Big Rock Crew Cab. First run. All right, some good speed there. Loud. Pretty good. Press so far. Tires are more of an all-terrain tire, which means not full brake there, 50% is the setting out of the box. Barely survived that one. tires well. You know, I know some people complain that there's not enough air correction or rotation correction. Seems fine to me, honestly. But we'll see. Mine, I noticed, had a lot of rear preload, so you're not going to get that dreaded tail slap as much. Slash donkey kick. Woo-hoo-hoo, flying. Flying. Other chassis slap, much more in the rear than front. That was a little close. Fun. This is much more my style than well, let's go get that, than the short course truck or the fire team. You guys want to go a little bigger? I am running the GX5 Pro radio also, so that's the other change I made. Seems okay. Sideways. Well, the only thing I would say is that the tires, traction-wise, is not the greatest on this type of dirt. So maybe a blockier tread pattern with bigger lugs. Pretty high. That's really high. That one barely made it. Might have kicked off the front, off the rear a little bit. Probably a much more drifty type of car. Been a while since I did that. Okay, so this is as it is lying. Main thing I'm concerned about is if I bent the chassis. Looks pretty straight to me. Looks straight. Wow, pretty impressed. It's a 6061 chassis. Oh, looks like a dog bone fell out here. So we'll need to install that. And the hinge pin popped out. So yeah, let's check that out with some tools. Okay, so obviously that crash into the chain link fence took my big rock out of commission. Want to do a quick run through of what actually broke, as well as my initial running thoughts. Haven't gotten most of a battery pack through it. The dog bone popped out, no big deal. The rear diff case actually broke, and the hinge pin brace there, that C hinge pin brace there, is also bent, so that's the main thing. I also looks like I broke this upper hinge pin brace for the upper arm, so I will need to get that. That is a plastic piece, so this is, you know, a non-EXP version, so it does not have the aluminum hinge pin braces for the upper arms, and I think that's pretty much it. In terms of how it drove, I think it drove really well. The tuning on this is really good. I'll probably play with the rear shocks a little bit. I want to try some smaller piston holes, get a little more pack, because I think the damping is pretty good at low speed, but I would like a little bit more high-speed damping just to absorb some of those huge jumps. So obviously I was jumping it like 20 feet high, doing backflips. It drives well. I think it handles really well. The steering servo is amazing. It's really fast. It's not just torquey. I think it's like 277 ounce-inches of torque, 20 kilograms centimeters. But it's pretty quick. I'd say it's probably in that like 0.13, 0.14 maybe second range. Maybe even quicker down to 0.12. I don't know what the specs are. I couldn't find anything on this, but this S665 servo, excellent. Middle gear, 25 tooth. That's probably, honestly, one of the biggest improvements on this platform. It drives nothing like a Fireteam or Mojave 6S, in my opinion. It's a different vehicle. It is a monster truck. It drives like a monster truck. I know some people are saying it doesn't rotate well in the air. I thought it was fine. You know, it's obviously not a 6S Creighton, but you can obviously do backflips, so no concerns there. I don't think you can backflip a Fireteam off those same jumps, or a Mojave 6S, maybe a Mojave, I'm not sure. But out of the box, yeah, this thing does backflip. You know, obviously air control is not as good as a smaller, lighter vehicle with the same power, but I thought it was fine. Didn't really have any concerns about that. It actually drives kind of like a giant Big Rock 3S. I have driven a Big Rock 3S quite a bit, and it drives kind of like a really big, really heavy version of that, like really heavy version of that. The tires are somewhat similar. I think traction-wise, they're pretty similar. Rotation in the air-wise, they're somewhat similar. Maybe the Big Rock, you could do double backflips, but this can still do single backflips, no problem. So I think it lives up to the Big Rock name. It drives like a Big Rock, looks like a Big Rock. And I think it's pretty good, actually. So out of the 7th scale stuff, this is the most fun to me. I'm more into the bashing, jumping it super high, doing backflips in the air type of thing. And the Fireteam Mojave aren't really those types of vehicles, but this is. I think this is a really good platform. And then the chassis didn't bend. So, you know, obviously when I jumped off that jump, I was lined up completely wrong, swung far left, was going straight at that fence. I tried to rotated, try to hit the chain link part of it as much as possible, but I'm pretty sure the chassis got a direct hit onto the upper steel top brace on that fence, so I was shocked it didn't bend. So that was pretty amazing. Top brace looks fine. These plastic chassis braces look fine. All the center drive shafts look fine. So pretty amazed with that. So I'm not exactly sure how these broke. I have to check out the footage. I'm imagining after I hit the fence and actually dropped it from 5-6 feet high onto the concrete, that's when it actually broke the rest of the stuff. But we'll have to see. But yeah, we'll just have to get this thing back up and running. So far, very impressed with the Big Rock. And you know, other than maybe get some tires, that might be the only thing I might do. Swap these out for some more dirt-oriented type tires. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.